Alright guys, we are back for another one of those Dokkan battle videos. I did say videos, but like it's alright. Anyway, LR, dude, my angels have returned, man. LR, Kale, and Caulifla. Let's go ahead and get these girls awakened to LR. Now, a couple of things. I do think that these girls will be very valuable. Because they are going to be, they're a tag character, going to be on a million categories, and they're on weaker categories. They're on stuff like super bosses. You know, there's been a million super bosses missions and difficult content. So I do think this will be a valuable character. Now, do I think you guys should summon? No. I do think that we're going to get, like, the worldwide download celebration is now the global Dokkan celebration. And I think we can see that as soon as June 30th. I think that is, like, the earliest. And I think the latest would be like June or July 10th. So within that June 30th to July 10th window, we will get a dual Dokkan Fest LR. So like, you know, either two Dokkan Fest LRs or Dokkan Fest LR and a Carnival LR. Something like that is going to happen. So, I mean, I'm not like really, I'm like, oh, go crazy, summon for Kale and Caulifla, stuff like that. I don't think so, right? Just, you know, use your Dokkan Day tickets. I saw a lot of people did get lucky and get them, but you're going to want to use your stones for, like, you know, dual Dokkan Fest LR type stuff for sure. So, all right, we got the girls awakened here. Let's go ahead and jump. Actually, let me just, here, I'm just going to max them out. Oh, well, actually, I was going to, like, in my brain, I was thinking, like, this was a rainbow video or something like that. Yeah, so here's them at 55%. So let's just go ahead and jump right in. There's a couple of different setups we could run them on. I mean, we could run them on full Universe 6. We could run them on AGL Gogeta's team. I mean, there's a couple of different places we can run them. I do think this character will be pretty good. They're definitely not, like, AGL Super Saiyan 4 Goku is, like, the #1 Carnival character right now. And they are not on his level. Definitely not. But, I mean, I think they could be the second best Carnival in the game. I do think that. So, all right, let's hop into an event. I'll get them, you know, max level, you know, SA20. We'll hop in. Alrighty, guys, we are hopping in. Okay, so I only had, I mean, this is not surprising, obviously. There was only one Kale and Caulifla friend on the friends list, and it was a rainbow version. Maybe I should have just saved this for the rainbow video then, huh? Only having one rainbow friend on here. You know, pretty much at level 1 links. Not a big deal. I mean, the character literally just came out. Guess I should be thankful that there's even one on the friends list, huh? Alright, well, I mean, this is... So this is where Kale and Caulifla can be perfect. Now, this is not the 55% one, which, you know, is the showcase character, but, I mean, we could see the girl get some stuff in right here. Remember, we could run Automagetta on... If we're running full Universe 6, we could run Automagetta, but he does suck cock. Wait, what? Wait, that was... Wait, what the hell? Wait, hang on, chat. Is it... Why is it so zoomed in? What is this? You seeing this? This is just a glitch, I guess? Hold on, here, let's reset. Let's reset. I was like, wait, what the hell? What was that? That was like a glitch. Hold on, I'll just reset the turn. Alright, guys, we're coming back in. Yeah, there was like, it was weird. It like super zoomed in. I gotta imagine that was just maybe a new glitch that exists after the update. So, by the way, that first attack, yeah, it was just like some weird glitch. Interesting. Where it's like, it like super zoomed in. Okay, so yeah, that was odd. So Caulifla, the first attack, she always dodges, which I think is very valuable. Here's where the issue is gonna come in for our girl Caulifla, though, is this. You see what's going on right here? How little damage she's going to do. Now, as she builds up, which she does build up by doing attacks, you know, she'll get some more damage. She'll be able to hit harder next turn and stuff like that. But I think for the most part, Caulifla is hitting like a feather. She's definitely a character, too, that, I mean, so on that turn, there was just one attack in slot 1. She has 100% dodge. We knew she was completely safe, right? You know, she will have a hole in her kit. Where the first attack, she'll always dodge. If the second attack is a super, right, she could get crushed. Especially if we're going to try and run her in slot 1. if we're running Universe 6, there probably are going to be a lot of situations where we are going to run her in slot 1, too. Okay, I mean, we could just get her looking like this. All right, so 55% Caulifla. This is the showcase character right here. I mean, you know, start of turn defense looking 200k right there. Certainly not very good. Her damage is going to look super pathetic here because she does have this ability. Actually, why don't I just... I should really swap over for this. We're not going to have this activated. You know, the guaranteed additional super, the extra attack and defense, that's not going to be up at all. So if we run her in like slot 2 or slot 3 or something like that, which, you know, would be much safer, her damage is going to suffer even more, right? But keep in mind, the first time she gets hit, she is going to have 60% damage reduction, right? So it's like, I don't know, there's only... It's kind of like small windows where a boss is going to be able to kill her, which I think is pretty valuable. But again, she's not hitting very hard. Kale, I think, from what I've seen, will be able to do some good damage, though, which will be awesome. So, all right, we'll go ahead and hit this. I'll leave Tech Caulifla around. You know, I want to make sure that LR Caulifla is in front of these attacks more so. So let's see what we get. This is going to be very low, yeah. 4 million? That's, I mean, that's, you know, you could do the Blue Goku and Vegeta meme, you know, screenshot type shit with that. That's really bad. All right, this is an additional to 70% chance to be a super. Okay. We do get the hidden potential system, actually. Wow, okay. That's helpful. Sure. Okay, so we get that. Now, we're going to have to talk about her super attack effects. There really is a lot to talk about with this character. Okay. All right, well, that was... We should be okay, because she's got 60% damage reduction. Yeah, okay. But, okay, oh, wow. I mean, that is what you don't want to see, where the super attack is attack number 2 is bad. Like, okay. Yeah, that's definitely what we don't want to see. But yeah, there's a huge amount to talk about with this character and show with this character, because they are, like, this is a tag character. So we have, you know, 2 different kits, and, I mean, there are a lot of what I consider, you know, moving parts. With this Kale and Caulifla as well. I probably... Okay, we're going to have to do at least 2 runs, because, I mean, you know, remember, once we reach turn 6, there is going to be that particular ability that we're going to be able to get access to. Let's do this right here. We'll see what this Caulifla does. I mean, we're here to, you know, showcase the 55% Caulifla, but at the same time, we can see what the Rainbowed Caulifla is doing. We'll get that for Kefla. We are 1 unit shy. This might, you know, I'm sure people would... I'm not in love with Kefla on this team. I'm looking to replace that STR Kefla. I just, like... the Universe 6 characters on this team, no one is struggling for key. So, I think it should be pretty easy to line up the 6 orbs that Kefla would need on a lot of these turns. But still, it's just... not the biggest fan of that on this team. I do think, by the way, that Tech Kefla will be easying next week, because next week is still going to be a part of Golden Week, right? So, all right, so there's that. Hit and Kefla will go ahead and do some damage. We'll come back for my Caulifla's turn now. All right, guys, let's get to this next turn here. Okay, so 55% Caulifla. So we were able to build up a little bit more of her stats. Okay, chat. I mean, I'm not dying. I think running her in slot 1 right here is real risky, kids. What do you guys think, dude? Like, do I just run her in slot 1 and we just get blasted out of here, dude? Okay, this is a... Bro, I think we might. So here, let me just quickly flip over again. Because, like, I don't know. I guess rather than, like, oh, here's what the character does, I mean, I just show it at the screen at the same time. So we have most... No, actually, we do have the full thing built up. Yeah, 3 attacks. So she's fully built up from this, and she has done her dodge, so we have this up as well, right? So we have all of her stats are up right here. And then the first attack that comes at her, she has the guaranteed dodge, and then the first time she's hit, she's got the 60% damage reduction. So it's like, I mean, she's effective, but again, it's just there are moving parts. This is the type of character where, you know, things could go wrong. right? We don't have perfect luck lined up, and we get blasted, right? Like right here, like I mean, you could make the good argument that even at 55%, is this a point in the fight where I should feel fear about running a Carnival LR in slot 1? Even 55%? Right? Like, I don't know. What do you guys think? Man, I considering I only have the one friend, Kale and Caulifla, because, okay, so in terms of potential system build here, too, I'm not really too sure, because I think that this character, Caulifla does no damage. Now, Kale's going to do damage, and Kale's going to have the ability to crit and stuff like that. But, like, crits could be useful to raise Caulifla's damage, make Kale crit a little bit more consistently. Additionals, obviously, could be good with the way their super attack effects are set up, which I guess I should talk about 1 second here. And then dodge, of course, is very important, I think, for both. So, I'm not sure. Like, I would like to do a balanced build, but, like, I gotta get as the best equips. Like, I think I do have a 5 crit, 5 dodge. Like, I'm gonna give that to them. Give one of the silver, like, I think I have, like, a 4 additional 3 dodge. Like, I'm gonna give shit like that. I would prefer for them to have additional crit and dodge. I think at least 15 in all 3 is probably what I'm gonna go for. Because it's like, on any given situation, like, a crits will be helpful, an additional will be helpful, hopefully it's not a normal. I probably would prioritize, I think, probably more crit and dodge, though, is what I'm gonna do. Because there are a lot of additionals built in, so we don't feel the need to get as many additionals as we might otherwise. Also, I do love both of the girls' battle motions, I think, look really good. Man, it's not a good idea to... No, I'm not gonna put her in slot 1. If it was my rainbowed Caulifla that had, like, a bunch of extra dodge from the dodge build and shit like that, yeah, but... it would be foolish. Let's watch what Zamasu does. If he supers on the second attack, he probably would have killed her. No, okay. That might have did damage to her, though. I mean, she does have 60% damage reduction, but... Okay, it looks like we would have been okay, actually. Let me go over Caulifla's super attack effects. Because they're actually kind of... I mean, I guess I could say complex, right? Like, that's not, like, silly to say. I don't think so. Tech Caulifla should be okay. I think she can technically get hit, right? I don't think Tech Caulifla doesn't have 100% dodge, but it's so high that it's... I think so. I mean, I don't have, like... I'd have to double check, because it's like, remember, Tech Caulifla, okay, dodge. Yeah, this is Zamasu. Every once in a while, he decides to dodge everything. I mean, we're still seeing her attack stats, though. We're still getting her super attack effects, like, stacked, so... now, after... Okay, so any dodges after the first one? Okay, so we get hit right there. It is double digits. Yeah, so she gets a lot of dodge from her super attack effect. And every 12 key super she does is going to give her crits. But, like, the reason I say she's pretty much got, like, no crits built into her kit is how small the number actually is, right? So let's look at these super attack effects. So she gets 50% attack and defense, which is really good. Then she gets this 26% chance to dodge for 3 turns. So her first turn, she has a bad first turn. Because she's going to show up, you're not going to have a stack of that up. And you're not going to have this built up. You're not going to have this up. So that's why that first, like, the first attack set was 4 million. Like, you have none of that up, right? So it's like she just looks really pathetic. So, like, people could bait very easily. Like, if you want to hate on this character, it will not be hard to do that at all. It's, like, on a silver platter to so easily just, like, slander the character, right? But yeah, so, like, she gets multiple turns of this. That's going to jump her up to a 52% chance to dodge, besides, the first one where she does guaranteed. Then with the 12 key super, she gets a 30% colossal damage, and then she gets 6% dodge and 6% crit. But, I mean, dude, that crit chance is so small. I mean, it's as far as, like, it doesn't stack. So let's say we have, like, 15% or 15 crit in the hidden potential system, that would give her a 30% chance to crit. It would not stack with these. These would be separate procs, right? So, yeah, I mean, the dodge is solid. I mean, we could definitely get her, close to 70% dodge after she attacks. But because they put all of her dodge on her super attack effects, it is a situation where slot 1 could potentially be a bit risky, but you do know she's always going to guarantee dodge the first attack, which is big, right? That shit is very good, by the way. the guaranteed, you always know you're guaranteed dodge in that first one. I think, should we just float the LR Caulifla and get the two of them together? I think we probably should, but I can't, nah, because Kale has to be on rotation with a Caulifla. So if I float LR Caulifla right here, we're going to be opening ourselves up to dying. I guess we'll just put the Rainbow Caulifla in front of this. And I guess I'll do hit in slot 1. Hit could potentially take some damage here. Let's hope he doesn't. All right, let's see. Yeah, I mean, we got to put the LR. I mean, this is, remember, the video here is, you know, the showcase is for the 55% character, but we could see what the Rainbow one is doing too, right? All right, hit. Let's, you know, tighten up, bud. Tighten up. Now, hit is definitely the best character on the team, by the way. Hit is definitely, I think, better than Kale and Caulifla. Hit can be killed pretty easily, though. I mean, easier than Kale and Caulifla, I would think. Early, like, Hit is a character that just becomes ridiculously explosive as the fight goes on. But early on, Hit can get sunned by these bosses, right? Like, at the start, he can definitely be laughed at, exposed, you know, whatever we want to say. If something goes bad for him. Okay, good dodge, sure. Okay. Alright, so now here's LR Caulifla. 18 million. I mean, that's definitely not good, right? Like, I don't... To be looking at attack stats, like, I think, man, what do I see when I go, okay, like, now our damage is potentially looking good? It matters how many additionals we get. I mean, she's getting all of our additionals, which is solid. But, like, how many additionals the character could do matters. I think, like, once an attack stat is above 30, that's maybe where my eyebrow starts to raise at this point. All right, so that was the very first attack. So that was guaranteed dodge. We dodged that one. Dodged that one. Perfect. Yeah, I mean, what we want to see is this girl dodging more often than not, right? Now, we are in full Universe 6, so it's going to take us a little while. Our damage, certainly not super explosive. Okay, so there's a couple of things we could do here. It's going to be turn 6. Oh, I'm going to actually have to, I'm going to quickly reset. Yeah, because the animation for Kale showing up. I'm just going to reset quick. Alright, guys, so here is where we could talk about, I mean, this is something that's good and something that's negative about Kale and Caulifla right here, right? Is this ability. Now, I do think Dokkan hurt this character quite a bit with this ability right here, this full field of orb change, because this is quite impactful towards the character overall, right? So, so with Caulifla, right, when she gets 23 key spheres, she has guaranteed dodge for the turn, which is really good. Now, we can definitely set this up for some nasty turn. This could be very effective against, like, Jiren or something like that. There is a lot of dodge-canceling bosses out there, though. But, like, this can be effective, right? But Kale hers is nuts. Because Kale can basically super attack 6 times, plus do her active for a 7th attack. Kale could give us 7 fucking attacks, man. Right? But the thing is, once we hit turn 6 and Kale shows up and we could do the exchange, right, the tag, that is when the field of orbs is just changed. The way they made a mistake with this, they should have made it to where the orb like the full field of orbs, this right here, this should be removed from that, and it should just be added to both active skills. It should just be that if you use Kale or Caulifla's active, either one, it'll change the whole field of orbs, too. I'm not really too sure why they did that. I mean, I guess it's just, you know, they do these days often intentionally put holes in characters, right? And that's what this is. It's just to make them a little bit worse than they could. Like, there's no other way to explain it. It's just to make them not as good. And people will go, like, oh, why do they do that? And I guess it's just to make characters easier to power creep, would be my guess. right? Like, that's why standby clashing exists, domain clashing exists, because it becomes much easier for them to power creep characters and kind of push characters out to get the new characters in when it's like these little holes in kits that can really begin to rear its ugly head as event contents get tougher and, you know, teams get better, right? Like, remember, like, most characters can look good if we completely build a team around them and completely focus on them. But that's not necessarily going to be our best path towards winning doing that for, you know, some particular character, right? Okay, so, I mean, I guess what we'll do here, shit, I mean, it'll suck if Zamasu supers right away. No, dude, yeah, look, here's an example of where this is bad. I want to do Kale's active and give Kale all the orbs. If Zamasu supers right away, he will seal Kale, which I don't want. Here, I want to raise this up. Let's hear their voice lines here. Alright, so I went ahead and popped the active skill right there. Now, the first attack Kale does is a guaranteed crit. It's always a guaranteed crit, the first attack that Kale does, which we just popped right there, right? Here, let me actually just, let me just review what she's doing here. So we've got this up. Remember, Kale has this. A lot of people have kind of like misread this and thinks that the defense is for key spheres, but it's just for key. So Kale really should be quite effective. Now, popping the active, we could do either active once, you know, Kale shows up. This gives Kale permanent 6 key and a 40% attack buff in battle, which is pretty good, right? So we're going to get that. If I mean, I guess I kind of wish that the other one would have, maybe we would have did Caulifla's active skill with the other one first, because it would have given the support to the whole team, but I mean, this is fine. So we're going to get the full field of orbs with Kale here, though, but I mean, man, I mean, let's... okay. Let's hope, though, okay, that we're not going to get supered by Zamasu right away. Because if it happens, Zamasu will seal us. Kale will be able to tank it, but... Wait, that dodge from Kale, is that... Is that Caulifla's super attack effect? That's Caulifla's super attack effect, right? Is what that is? Wait, a normal? What the fuck? That was the hidden potential system additional normal? That's what that was right there? I guess. That went first, okay. And then these are the... Yeah, wait, what? Yeah, okay. So I guess the hidden potential system will trigger as soon as it's activated with the way Kale's gonna work? Her damage, this is 55% link level 1, right? Like, I'm kind of, like, taking the damage she's given us. Like, Kale's strong, but, you know, keep in mind, we did get lucky Zamasu didn't seal us to keep us from doing that barrage right there. Okay, so there's that. Yeah, so that dodge Kale did, that, I mean, was Caulifla's super attack effect. Because Kale doesn't have dodge in her kit. She does from her 12-key super attack effect, but that was before we had done a 12-key super attack. So Caulifla's... what is that? The 26% dodge for 3 turns was activated still. Okay. So that is good. So, like, if we do the 18 key with Kale on 1 turn, we will trigger Kale's. She gets 26% crit for 3 turns. So on 1 turn, we can, you know, do the 18 key with Kale, and then on this next turn, if we would go to Caulifla, Caulifla would then. Oh, fuck you. What? And now we waste the 6-orb turn. And now we're gonna waste it right here. Ain't that some crazy shit? Dude, this is the type of shit that only happens to me, man. I'm sorry. I do not see... Like, can I get, like... Can someone replicate what just happened? Bro, like, that matters. So Zamasu, by the way, has a very low chance to dodge. But not against me. He fucking dodges everything. The reason it's relevant is because now we waste this. Now this is wasted, right? Because we're not going to be able to take advantage of this. Because he has the tiniest sliver of health. Ain't that some crazy shit, dude? So, super attack, he dodges. Super attack, he dodges. We get the hidden potential system. It's a normal, of course. And that one we hit him with, and it doesn't kill him. That is unbelievable, man. I'm going to pop Caulifla as active right here. And I'm also going to float him. Or float her, excuse me. I'm also going to float her right here. And this will give support. Well, here, why don't I just... Oh, well, okay, whoops. Okay. Alright, so, I mean, one thing that is cool is both active skills have a KO screen, by the way. They both do. I mean, I do like that, right? Okay. So, here, let me flip over real fast. Let's take a look at the active skill. I want to show this, okay? So, the Limit Break Blaster, the damage on this is not going to hit hard. This is not going to be, like, a hard-hitting active if we pop it. But it does give this. So now we have this permanent buff for the rest of the team is activated. If we're running full Universe 6, we probably really would want to do 2 of these and not do the Kale active like we did. But, I mean, it's fine. So that permanent buff is now up for the team. All right, so now we're going up against Goku Black and Zamasu. Can our 55% Kale handle business here? Oh, wow. Okay. Well, Ki is fine, but remember, Kale gets 2 additional supers with 6 Ki Spheres and 2 additional supers with 23 Ki Spheres. So we're definitely not going to get 6 here. And Kefla's also not getting 6. You know, this is where, like, these are the types of situations that happen and stay at the front of my mind. Like, these orb-hungry characters like Kefla or Broly Chad Lemo or something like that who need fucking a metric fuck ton of orbs. And then, I mean, there was no, like, people will often go, oh, well, you just suck at the game. You didn't set the orbs up. But it's, like, the start of turn. Like, there was no setting orbs up. So Kefla's going to be a fish here. Kale's not going to be a fish, but her damage is not going to be as impressive as it could be. All right, so we got to do this. I cannot float Kefla, though. There's no way. Well, wait. How is this? Because that's not going to, yeah, it's not going to, nope. We could do that. Yeah, here, we'll do this. Because if I would have hit the, like, it would have fallen. I had to have Kefla in the middle slot right there to get the 6, though. I wanted to float Kefla, but oh well. All right, we'll do this. I don't think Kale's in danger at the end. Because remember, the LR, like, Caulifla and Kale. Like, Caulifla is in the name, right, for the LR, like, Kale right here. So, Kale at the end should be fine. All right, we'll keep going as long as we can. So, remember, we are permanently buffed. Oof, damage. Not as impressive as I'd like right there for the damage. Certainly. Right. All right, so there's a crit. No additionals at all. Okay. So, you know, we don't get the hidden potential system. We're not getting any of that. Kale also doesn't get any defense at all from her 18 Ki. All right, now we were at, what, 23 Ki? So we were missing 66% defense. Because she gets 66% defense with every Ki. Okay. It's all right. I mean, that's what? That's like a 4 million range super. I mean, it does just go to show you how strong Kale actually is going to be, though. Because, like, so 50, like this is her at her minimum. 55%, Link level 1, 23 Ki, and she only took 200k right there. Like, so, like, that's, like, that's the thing. Like, there's some negatives here, but there's positives. It's... you know what it is? I mean... I guess we could say PyCon has negatives for sure, but if you look at the carnivals of 2025, I mean, to an extent, we can talk about Super Saiyan 4 Goku here, but he doesn't really. What I was going to say is that a lot of these carnivals this year have maybe a little bit of a... do I want to call it, again, like a artificial hole, manufactured hole kind of in their kit? This guy, I mean, just all the normals, like slot 2, like, it's just, this guy does not feel good as he does normal. It's just, I don't know, a little bit of a mess there. This guy, I guess, could be killed in his base form if he doesn't dodge, but he's obviously on a, he's on a different level compared to the rest of the carnivals this year, this guy, very obviously, right? This guy, I like this guy because he doesn't have these holes that other characters do, but he also doesn't have the potential that the other characters do, right? Like, this guy is, like, the opposite of, like, potential, man. Like, a potential, like, because he's just, like, solid, what this Gohan is. Like, he's just solid. But he's, you know, people love a character, especially Dokkan Twitter, will love a character that, like, you know, I guess people would lose with a lot or something like that. And then they love to be able to go, oh, no, you're all terrible, but I'm the god Dokkan player. Blue Kaioken for me, I never die. His super attack HP debuff never costed me runs. They love to do that. That's why oftentimes these characters with these bullshit-ass kits, like, you will get the biggest fucking defenders because they want to be able to be like, oh, but I am so good, so I had no issues, right? This is what they're dying to do. This Gohan is just solid, right? Like, he doesn't have the glaring holes, but he doesn't have the overwhelming super high height strengths that some of the other characters have. And then this character is just filled with holes, right? Frieza is just horrible. Goku, things can go negatively depending upon what the orb situation is like and stuff like that, right? So, like, these characters are just, these carnivals this year, I mean, they certainly do have a lot of what I would consider holes, right? They definitely do. Okay, so here's this turn. I kind of want to just toss hits active and skip to the next turn. And I think I'm going to do that. Yeah, don't mind me. Alright, guys, so we're here in our next rotation. Okay, so remember, we have the rainbowed Caulifla, and then my Kale is not rainbow, but we'll be able to get both of them together. I mean... do we think Caulifla would be able to handle business in slot 1? Definitely not, right? There's no way. The one thing that would be a concern is Kale needs a lot of orbs to be able to do damage after her god turn. Like, I mean, she needs 6 orbs. Kefla needs 6 orbs. Like, we're fucked right here, by the way. Yeah, I do not want Kefla on this team. No way. Because I guess Kale, like, we'd want Kale to get a lot of orbs. So, no way in the world I want Kefla on the team. Oh, chat. Damn, I'm pretty... I think we're just not going to be able to get... like, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to rock Kale in slot 1, right? We'll hit that. Caulifla doesn't need orbs. That's not something that she needs. We can just sit her ass right there in slot 2, and then we'll be able to get Kefla the orbs she needs. So that's what we'll do for the turn. I wanted to get Kale her orbs, though, but fuck, man. We weren't able to. Alright, well, at least you're able to set Kefla up. Because we needed Kale in slot 1 right here. Certainly, this is a scary slot 1. That was double digits, nice. I trusted Kale in slot 1 way more than Caulifla. Damn, and then 33? See, Kale is strong, but she does need orbs, huh? And then just one super. It's like, when she's able to bust out a bunch of those, like, I look at that, you know, 33 million, 55% Link level 1. I'm taking that, dude. Like, that's good. Right? Like, when she's rainbow, damage is going to be even better. But, okay, okay. This is going to be a long fight, by the way. But Kale and Caulifla, I mean, they're not stacking. That, like, to me, I think all the holes would be okay in the character's kit, but they needed to stack. they need stacking. Maybe like Caulifla stacks defense, Kale stacks attack or something like that. They should have done that. 100%. Like, they should have. And it's not like, you know, I'm not even referring to Festival either, right? Red Zone fights like this. Like, it's like we need some stacking, man. Now, this is the point of the fight where Kefla is going to start to be effective, right? Because she is stacking attack. So her damage is going to go up and up and up and up and up. All right, so on this rotation, we should be pretty good with... I could probably just leave Kale and Caulifla together as a rotation. And they're going to be fine, just kind of like continuing on right here. All right, I guess we'll just keep going here. Up until the point until we lose, I suppose. Are we gonna lose? I don't know. We're probably... It's probably only Kefla that could die. We're gonna get to a point, I think, where it's only Kefla who's dying. Every other character is gonna be fine. Because this Kale is gonna keep stacking, right? And then, you know, we run her in slot 2. I think she should be okay. Although, if Goku Black and Zamasu would super this Kale, they would kill her, for sure. But she'll be able to tank normals. Maybe she'll get enough stacks where it's not going to matter. We'll see. You know, Tech Caulifla, it should be fine. Hit is going to be at a point where he's going to be fine. It's just a matter of, is SDR Kefla going to be able to handle business, right? All right, guys. Okay, so we're definitely going to need Kale in slot 1 every turn, right? Kale seems pretty strong to me. You know, I would say I do like that it's not just, oh, you know, turn 4, start a battle like every other tag character. But, I mean, this unit would legit be a lot stronger if it was. So, if we wanted to make, if they dropped it down to turn 4 and then added the full field of orbs to their active skills, like, I mean, the character, I think, would be significantly better because that would close up some of the wonky holes that the character has. All right, so we can hit our 6 orbs right there. So that's going to give us 2 guaranteed additional supers for Kale. Kale does look very impressive to me. And Caulifla is a character who I think should be very safe in slot 3, right? I don't think Caulifla is going to be a danger to us if we're running her in slot 3. Slot 1, I think, you know, things could potentially go bad, but she should be a very safe slot 3 character. And then once Kale comes out, Kale should be able to handle business for the most part. Okay, so, I mean, next turn, I guess let's... So, the showcase character is this one, mine, right? This is 55%. I'm good with these numbers and these crits and stuff like that at 55%. Like, Kale is definitely strong. But next turn, let's see what Caulifla looks like. Let's swap the rainbowed version into Kale, who's going to be even, you know, obviously stronger defensively rainbowed. Put her in slot 1, and then we could have my Kale swap into Caulifla, and we'll see what she looks like in slot 2. I guess that's what we'll do. This fight takes a long time. It's going to be a while. Like I said, I think our losing condition is just Kefla. Like, here's the thing with Automagetta. Like, he is runnable if we're running full Universe 6, right? But, like, that's why it's such a joke. Because it's like, we have to run full Universe 6. And this guy's still not even very good because all of his support triggers when he attacks. It's just a horrendous design. Actually, no, wait, the fucker is taking damage? On full... No, never mind. He's trying... Oh, my God, he's so bad. I didn't... Oh, Jesus, Automagetta. Come on, dude. On full Universe 6? That kid is taking damage? You're shitting me, man. What? Who does this guy think he is? Full Universe 6. Here, we can just hit this. Okay, so we'll be able to get our 6 orbs for Kefla. I guess I'll cut and come back next turn. If we don't get to next turn, well, that means this turn didn't go so well. Alright, guys. So let's go ahead and swap them. Okay. Oh, actually, do we want to try and get away with my Caulifla in slot 1 right here? I guess we could. Because look at this, right? So the first attack is them healing. And then the first attack is actually going to be an attack we're going to dodge. Oh, but the only... You know what is a negative, though? Our stack from last turn was not dodge. It was the crit from Kale. Right? And you would want, like, 2 stacks. So this is heavy risk that we do. This is probably not a good idea. But, okay, so the second attack is the super. We'll at least have the 60% damage reduction up. Let's do it. Can we get 6 orbs? Will that cause the int orb to full? Yeah, there we go. Okay. This is very risky. We could lose right here pretty easily, but, I mean, again, remember what the point of these videos are. We're here to see what the character does, not hide the fucker and say, oh, guys, we won. All right, so this is our guaranteed dodge right here. Okay, so now we don't have guaranteed dodge anymore. So then she gets dodge right here. So she's up to 26 million. So, you know, deeper in the fight, right? Remember, the Kale active skill gives us the permanent damage, which we did with this character. This is with Kale's active skill up. It is a huge attack buff you get, right? Okay, we got both of our supers. That's good. We could still get the hidden potential system because, remember, you know, they're physical, so they're free. Yep, we get it. Hidden potential system. Additional super. Oh, it's so clutch, man. That is huge because we're getting dodge from her 12p supers. That's huge right there. All right, let's see. And we eat it. 60% damage reduction, and we live. And that's 55%. Now, remember that the first hit she takes, that's where she'll be at her best defensively, like in terms of taking damage. We had 60% damage reduction up for that one. And then if she actually, you know, takes the hit a second time, that's where she's only going to have 40% damage reduction. Well, provided we had a dodge. Okay, I mean, considering what we've seen from the 55% Kale and Caulifla, I mean, we could see that they can handle business. Like, this is not a shit character or anything like that. They definitely do have holes. They have holes, no doubt about that. Like, you know, wonky parts of the kit, but definitely not bad. Like, how good are they? I still think they're probably just vaguely somewhere in kind of like a tier of like, you know, like Great Ape Vegeta, Beast Gohan, Tech Broly, you know, Carnival Gotenks, PyCon, the Anniversary Carnivals, right? Like, if I swap over and we look at this, like, just kind of like vaguely, I think that they're kind of like in here somewhere. Right now, I'm still leaning towards them potentially being more over here, but maybe as we use them in tough fights, I might drop them down. I mean, we'll see. We'll see how this is gonna go. Okay, I think that this is good for this first run. I mean, I'm gonna just play this out. I mean, we're starting to take a little bit of damage though, but I'm gonna just play this out. If we get to Goku Black and Zamasu beneath their like damage threshold, I mean, we'll see how this is gonna look to where, you know, they start to do a lot of damage. I think I do want to get so the 55% one did not use Caulifla's active. Maybe I'll just do, I don't know. I guess, I mean, we did kind of like see that they have so many moving parts of their kit, but I mean, we did kind of see everything, right? Like all their abilities, we saw them do that. I mean, we did have the second rainbow one though, but like we did see everything actually get used. I think I might just do one more run. Maybe we just do the Caulifla active skill with my 55% one or something like that. And then we'll finish up. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, we have pretty much seen them, though. They're an interesting character, for sure. Alright, guys. So I kept going on this run. So here we are. Goku Black and Zamasu with a lot of extra damage. This could be bad for my Kale here now. This could be bad. So let's go ahead and take a look. Well, I mean, either get 6 orbs or 23. So let's just grab our 6 orbs right there for Kale. But remember, Goku Black and Zamasu hit really fucking hard now. They're going to hit super hard. Matter of fact, Automagetta might just die because he sucks. Like, all right, let's see. All right, let's see. This hits a lot harder than the previous super. Okay. Yeah. I mean, that's 55%. We'll definitely come back in when we're rainbowed and see how we do against that. But I mean, that doesn't surprise me. 55%, link level 1, you know, all the stuff, and just get smoked right there by them. But that super right there does hit very hard.
私に遠慮することねえからな。思いっきり戦いが。はい、行くぜ。
Alright, guys. Okay, wait. Gogeta changes AGL orbs into rainbow, right? Okay, for a split second, I was like, oh, wait. Is Gogeta's active gonna mess things up? But no, it's not. Because he changes AGL. So let's toss the AGL Gogeta actives as well. I felt like I wanted to do another run, but I don't know. I feel like for the most part we kind of like saw like what they are at 55%. We'll also do a rainbow. Like when we do the rainbow video, we'll make sure to get the full package. Well, we'll kind of like do some different setups, I guess is what I mean, right? So, okay. So we've got the double active skills here. I'm gonna pop Kale's active, and let's let Kale go ahead and rampage with this turn here. So we have the double Gogeta active buffing us like crazy here. So let's see what Kale looks like with the, you know, Nutso active. Actually, why don't we just go ahead and hit like Zangia with it? Sure, why not? Alright, 59 million right there. Okay, sure. So now we'll be able to go ahead and give Kale the full field of orbs here. She'll get all her additionals. Link set wise, I mean, I guess I didn't really go over their links throughout this. Both Kale and Caulifla, they have the exact same link set. Super Saiyan, Battlefield Diva, Warriors of Universe 6, Prepared for Battle, Tournament Power, Fierce Battle, Legendary Power. I do need to point this out, that the Universe 6 girls are some of the characters who get the biggest buffs from the link level system. So, I mean, this character's performance will, in fact, go up quite a bit with link levels. Because all these key links that they're rocking, right, they have an overabundance of key links that are doing nothing at link level 1 besides just key. So as we link level, we'll be able to get, like, actual stats from those. So that's a big thing to consider with, again, all the Universe 6 girl characters. Their character, so characters that got I mean, I don't know what, no point in talking about this now, I guess it's 5 years ago, but Majin Buu characters, Big Bad Bosses characters, GT characters, the Universe 6 girls, 53 million right there. Those are all characters that got massively helped by the link level update, right? Alright, so remember, Kale could do, at her best, 7 attacks. The active plus 6 attacks is what she could do. So her damage can be really crazy. Now, the God turn, you know, if we had, you know, imagine we have Tech UI Goku's domain up, you know, we have Super Saiyan 4 Goku, like, we do have his support up right here, but, like, you know, we could juice the shit to infinity, and see just, like, real craziness and ridiculousness, right? So, alright, there we go. Yeah, there is the LR. Kale and Caulifla, Tag Carnival. I definitely need to use them a little bit more. I think even at 55%, they could still be effective. Remember, you don't want to discount Caulifla's guaranteed dodge. That first attack is really quite good. I mean, that will synergize super well against some of these red zone bosses. That will super attack right away. You know, AoE supers, you know, Caulifla is immune to those with her guaranteed dodge. So the unit's going to have some value, and then, of course, remember, they're on a million categories and a million lower level category teams, right, like super bosses. So they are going to be definitely a useful character moving forward. All right, guys, so there was the tag, LR, Kale, and Caulifla. Yeah, I'm not really too sure how to feel about this character. It's an interesting character. There's a lot, I guess, to kind of work with here and how they work. It's interesting. Somewhere in that, like, 6 to... I mean, I don't know if I was going to say, like, 6 to 14 range, but I don't know. Probably more like 6 to 9 LR range Probably somewhere in there, I think, is where I might end up landing. We'll see, we'll see. No reason to go crazy about, oh, there could be this spot, when I don't even have them rainbowed yet, right? Well, I do, but yeah, you get what I'm saying. All right, so this is the perfect duo. Super Saiyan 2 Caulifla plus Super Saiyan 2 Kale. Another tag character is good. It is a shame they don't fuse into Kefla, but I will accept it since they're a tag. I love tags. So good. All right, leader skill, Universe 6, category key 4 and 220%. Bullshit, dog shit, crazy, insanity. Universe 6, that's so nuts to me. It is really crazy that they lead Universe 6. Now, I will tell y'all, I am quite certain that Tech Kefla is going to get her EZA next week. But I... Universe 6 is definitely not what I would consider good. I mean, Autumn Magetta taking damage from the non-buffed version of Goku Black and Zamasu. I don't know about that. Their passive skill, Challenge Not to be Missed. So Caulifla gets 6 key, 200% attack and defense start a turn. Then an additional that has a 70% chance to be a super. Now, skipping ahead, the good thing about this is, the build up in the passive is just attack performed. So a normal's not a big deal, but these characters do eat quite a bit off of their super attack effects, which we'll get to. So the first attack Caulifla receives, she guaranteed 100% dodges it. Again, works very well against like AoE attacks, right? So like we run her in slot 2 against that Cell Max AoE, and she, like, if he just pops it in slot 1, we're guaranteed to dodge it. So that's really good. And then the first time Caulifla gets hit, she has 20% damage reduction. So only for the first time she actually takes the hit, she has an extra 20% damage reduction for the turn. Then after dodging an attack, she gets 120% attack and defense, a guaranteed additional super, and 40% damage reduction for 6 turns. For every attack she does, she gets permanent 2 key up to 6, and 40% attack and defense up to 120%. So right away, she's going to look like shit. But, I mean, if you could get, like, the quick dodge in, then she does her 3 attacks, and she could be fully built up very fast. With a full field of orbs, she has guaranteed dodge. And then starting from the 6th turn from the start of battle, Kale will show up, and Caulifla changes all key spheres to physical orbs. This is one of the major issues with this character that would make them feel significantly better, is that you could waste this god turn when you're able to get all the orbs. Like we saw it, where Zamasu had the tiniest sliver of HP ever, right? Like, it would have been better if you could, because you can't control it right now. Besides the, like, what turn they're on, like, the second the turn starts, like, the full field of orbs has changed. It would have been better if it was just tied to their active skill instead. So you pop the active, and then you'd be able to get the full field of orbs. I think that would have given the character significant more value, because then we even could have done the active skill and had them get all the buffs if they were sitting in, like, slot 3 or something like that. That simple change, just adding this to each active skill, would have made this character significantly better. Way better. It really would. Like, it's not, like, it would have. That's inarguable. They would have been way better if it was like that. Then Caulifla has her active skill, the Limit Break Blaster. She could do this once Kale shows up, 6th turn from the start of battle. Does ultimate damage to the enemy, and then Universe 6 category allies get 1 key and 16% attack and defense in battle. The buff is crazy. Permanent support for the whole team is awesome. The problem is that it's Universe 6 allies. And this attack is barely going to do any damage at all, right? It's not going to hit hard whatsoever. It's good, but it's just that the Universe 6 category, the only character besides the 2 LRs is just int hit. The rest of the team, like this, like, it's, I don't know. So it's like, that's why, like, this is like, if we're using it to, like, if we're running like a double hit team and then they're on the team as well, and we use it to, like, buff hit, like, sure. All right, sure. All right, so then the 12 key super attack here is the Impulse Rush, which gets 30% attack and defense for 1 turn, colossal damage to the enemy, and then Caulifla gets 6% dodge and 6% crit for the turn with the 12 key super. Then her 18 key super, the Ultra super attack, is the Crush Cannon. She gets 50% attack and defense for the turn, mega colossal damage to the enemy, and then she gets 26% chance to dodge for 3 turns. So an interesting thing to consider is you know, whichever one of the characters did their 18 key on the previous turn, we're either going to have the crit up from Kale or the dodge up from Caulifla. We saw this dodge right here for Caulifla trigger for Kale. We saw it. Because my minus 55%, they don't have hidden potential system dodge. Kale does not have dodge in her kit before she attacks. So we saw this trigger on Kale. So this is still, like, we do this with Caulifla, and it'll be up for Kale the next turn. So, I mean, that is good, I guess, sure, right? So there's that. 12 key power, 150%, 24 key, 200% normal levels right there. Link set is Super Saiyan, Battlefield Diva, Warriors of Universe 6, Prepare for Battle, Tournament of Power, Fierce Battle, Legendary Power. Nice, strong Link set. You know, just because they'll work very well with, like, you know, Super Saiyan characters. You know, Super Saiyan, Prepare for Battle, Fierce Battle, Legendary Power. That's like a core 4, like, type Link set, right? Like, many of the best characters in the game are going to link up, like, they're going to have 4 links with a lot of the best units in the game. There's going to be good characters everywhere. So, Link set is fine. And then, of course, yeah, here's their best linking partners. They, of course, will work the best with the girls, which not really too shocking there. Okay, so there's everything with Caulifla. Let's take a look at the categories for the character now, which, again, remember, is quite huge. This is a tag character, so now, like, all of Caulifla's categories are on the character, and all of Kale's categories are on the character, which helps, because, I mean, Dokkan mission-based content. It might be hard to pass up some of these tag characters, considering... these tag characters so far are not really category restricted either, right? Like the AGL Gogeta, Tech Vegito, Goku and Frieza, now Kale and Caulifla, they don't have like bullshit restrictions with categories, so that we're able to use them effectively on all these categories. So, I mean, this is going to help, you know, this is probably their intention, is to have players want to get tag characters to, you know, strengthen their weaker categories. Like Universe 6 right here, which is horrible. I mean, this is 2020. So in 5, like, yeah, Kefla was like the May 30th Dokkan Fest of 2020. So it's 5 years, and this is all we've got, barely anything. So, I mean, at Universe 6, I mean, they need 2 more elite characters. Tech Kefla's EZA could be very good, but then they need another elite character. They do. Then there's also Peppy Gals, really strong character to add to the Peppy Gal team, of course. Then there's also the Universal Traveler Saga. Waiter, more TOP, please, because it's just, dude. I know that Blue Kaioken, Goku, and Hit are not Tournament of Power, but, you know, Carnival, Caulifla, and Kale are, and so is the EZA Hit and God Goku, right? They can't go, they cannot help themselves, chat. Tournament of Power, every celebration, basically. Then they're, of course, on the Pure Saiyan category team also. Okay, that's good. They are on the Full Power category team. So, like, we could run them on Super Saiyan 2 Gohan's team. They do, you know, tag characters. They have the full 220% from there's a lot of different teams we could run them on with the full 220%. They're also on the Super Saiyan 2 category. This is awesome. A new named character like this for Super Saiyan 2 is great. Yeah, this is where, you know, these tag characters are going to matter when they're buffing shit like this, right? Then there's also the Rapid Growth team. Rapid Growth has had a lot of missions throughout the game's history. So, you know, Tag, Kale, and Caulifla will be good for that. There's also the Gifted Warrior category team that they're on. So, that is Caulifla's category, and this gets them the 220% from EGL Gogeta, right? Which is good. Then, we're also on, this is Mastered Evolution, I believe. This is the Mastered Evolution category team, yeah. So with them being on the Mastered Evolution category, I mean, that is a team that could always really use help. So that's another great category to get buffs, for sure. We're also on the Bond of Friendship category right here. Waiting for this one to get a leader skill for sure. Okay, Bond of Friendship, nice. Then, we're also on the Power Beyond Super Saiyan team. This is a massive roster, obviously very good. But, you know, we're always getting crazy buffs for that one. Then they're on the Tournament Participants category, which is, like, at this point, pretty much the category of the year. I mean, how many premium releases need to be Tournament Participants, right? Like, every single one that comes out. The roster on this team is insane now, because every release is Tournament Participant. And then here we go. This is big time. Super Bosses. Super Bosses buff. Dude, they have gone through, just in the last year, since Broly came out, 9th anniversary, LR Broly, LR Cell Max, LR Jiren, Anaraza, Kale and Caulifla, right? So many characters, man. I mean, they could do... right now, there is not a Beerus. Sleepy Beerus does not really count, but there's not a Beerus or a Golden Frieza on the scene. Well, I guess there's Golden Frieza from the Broly movie, but Golden Frieza from ROF and Beerus from Battle of Gods are not in this category. They're on movie bosses instead. So they do got to do an anime arc version of Beerus and Golden Frieza for super bosses. That would strengthen the category. But there's so many tough super bosses missions. Kale and Caulifla will help a lot. All right, these next 3 categories are here because of Kale. The next 3 right here. So we have Exploding Rage, right? This is the Exploding Rage category. You know, good to get more options for this one, for sure. Especially, again, a character with no category restrictions or anything like that, right? Because, I mean, yeah, Caulifla's active will buff Universe 6 characters, but, I mean, we could just use Kale's active, which just massively buffs themselves, right, instead. So, not a big deal. Then, we're also on... Which one is this? This is Miraculous Awakening. Yeah, Kale is on Miraculous Awakening, but Caulifla is not. Because Caulifla gets Super Saiyan 2 during their training with Kabe, right? Whereas Kale... I mean, I don't know. Like, Kale kind of, like... She goes into, like, her controlled Berserk, like, Super Saiyan 2 form only in the Tournament of Power, and then that's what's on Miraculous Awakening, right? So, they're on that because of Kale. And then finally, Uncontrollable Power, because of Kale's Berserk form. So, I mean, this is where, you know, look at the amount of categories this team is, or this character's buffing, man. This is why, like, you know, if they weren't a tag and they didn't do Kefla, I would be, like, I don't think people are, like, people are mad that they're not Kefla, like, makes sense. I get it, right? Like, I'm not, but, like, at least for me, they're a tag, so, like, I'm not really tripping too much. Like, they're a tag. If they weren't a tag or Kefla, though, like, that would feel so bad. Because, I mean, I just look at this, man, and they're buffing so many teams. I think that matters. I really think that matters quite a bit. So, all right, so there's Caulifla. Then, remember, we can do the tag switch with Kale, turn 6 from the start of battle. I'm glad that it's not the exact same as the 10th anniversary tag characters, but at the same time... I mean, turn 6 is quite a while. Now, I mean, remember, Caulifla's lack of damage and stuff like that's not really going to hurt us when we are, you know, going through, like, these Jiren Red Zone stuff like that where the bosses are pretty pathetic until turn 6 anyway. But, like, imagine we're in, like, you know, we're fighting Catapesla or, like, Kefla, bosses who are not that scary, and it's turn 6 and we waste the God turn. That would really suck. And then Kale's super attacks change, passive changes, she gets an active skill. Link's, however, do not change. So let's go ahead and take a look at Kale now. All right, so Kale's passive skill, Power Not to Be Overlooked. So she can do the exchange with Caulifla. She gets 200% attack and defense at the start of turn, and then she guards. The first attack she does is a guaranteed crit. When attacking with 12 keys, she gets 100% attack. When doing the active or attacking with 24 key, she gets 200% attack. When receiving an attack, she gets 66% defense for every key, which is very strong. A lot of people have misread this and keep misreading it as key orb, but it's just for key, which is pretty easy. So she's at 24 key. She should be pretty tanky. We did see the 55% Link level 1 Kale get killed by that really strong Goku Black and Zamasu, who are like over like a 6 million super attack. But I think a rainbowed Kale could take that. I'm pretty certain of that. I mean, I wouldn't even be opposed to potentially giving her, damn, dude, this character, I would love to give everything. I want to give them tons of crit. I want to give them additional. I want to give them dodge. I want to give them raw defense. Like, they need, like, everything can help. And it makes sense because there's so many different, like, the character, I mean, is, like, I would say complex. I feel like I would get pushback on that, but, I mean, they are. There's a lot of different moving parts with this character. Then with 6 key spheres, Kale gets 2 additional supers. And then with 23 key spheres, Kale gets 2 additional supers. So Kale at her best could super attack 6 times. And then she could also do the active for a 7 attack turn. Her active skill, Kale Goes Berserk, is a great animation, by the way. And you could do that as soon as Kale shows up. You could immediately do her active skill. It does ultimate damage to the enemy. She gets permanent 6 key and 40% attack for the rest of the fight. Now, this one will hit harder than Caulifla, and it's also a guaranteed crit. Because if you pop the active, this is going to trigger right there. So she's always going to guaranteed crit with the active right there. Most of the time, we probably do want to do this. Most of the time. Because I don't, like, it depends on how good the other Universe 6 characters we're rocking is, I suppose. Then her 12 key super attack, the Blaster Bomb. She gets 50% attack for 1 turn, colossal damage to the enemy, and then 6% crit and 6% dodge for the turn. And then her 18 key super, her ultra super attack, she gets 100% attack for the turn, mega colossal damage to the enemy, and then 26% chance to crit for 3 turns. So there is the tag, Kale, and Caulifla. That should be everything. Again, remember, link set is exactly the same, right, as Caulifla. They have the exact same link set, which is good. Super Saiyan, Battlefield Diva, Warriors Universe 6, Prepare for Battle, Tournament of Power, Fierce Battle, Legendary Power. I mean, I've got no problem with that link set. It's really good. On a ton of categories. I mean, they do have holes in their kit. That's inarguable. They, like, seemingly to me, they intentionally put holes or flaws in the character to just kind of, I mean, maybe we could say artificially prevent them from, being harder to power creep or whatever. But, I mean, I can look at it and say they don't have category restrictions, though, which is, like, pretty fucking fire. Because that just means that, a tag character, we're going to drop them on 20 categories. How many categories do they have? Like 16 or something? They have 4, 8, 12, 16 categories, yeah. So we just dropped this character on 16 teams. Like, that's very helpful. So let me know what you guys think of Carnival, Tag, Kale, and Caulifla. I'll get them rainbowed. We'll get them link level 10. We'll give them a good build, and we'll get a lot more footage of them, right? We'll try and, use them, explore them with a lot of different options, and use them a bunch. So let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch y'all next time.